Hey, what's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here. We all know at least one song that was great when we first heard it, but over time, that love evolved into dread, culminating in the desire to never hear it again. Oftentimes, this evolution isn't self-inflicted, it's the radio, the robots at Spotify, or that guy with dreads sitting on the North Lawn incessantly beating a song into our brains. But there are a few songs out there that go a step further, becoming so common, a cultural pushback occurs, like Jethro Tull showing up at Warped Tour. Sure, there are a ton of irritating songs out there, but there are only a handful of tunes that reach this level of omnipresence. There's Freebird, Bohemian Rhapsody, Don't Stop Believing, and more modern hits like Gangnam Style, Somebody That I Used to Know, and Shape of You. But all those pale in comparison to the original overplayed song,
Stairway to Heaven.
On the surface, there's a stark difference between Stairway and all the other tunes I just listed. It's not a traditional single. It has a pretty loose format and it's crazy long. However, the one thing it has going for it is its intro. This riff is one of several that budding rockers learn to play, especially if their first act is acoustic. It's complicated enough to challenge a guitar novice, but accessible enough to master, making it the perfect lick to step up one's fingerpicking game. Zeppelin released this song at a time when guitar stores began to let their patrons play the instruments without the help of a salesperson, prompting anyone off the street to come in and show off what they've recently learned. Hearing the first few bars of Stairway every time one would enter a guitar store got especially old, not only for anyone visiting their local shop, but also the employees of said shop. It became an inside joke in the industry, culminating in the "No Stairway" sign from Wayne's World. Funny enough, Mike Myers doesn't actually play Stairway to Heaven in the film because it would have been too expensive to pay for the rights to use the song in the movie. The No Stairway rule persists to this day, but that hasn't kept other songs from reaching the same status in the music world. If you're a fan of country music, I'm sure you're sick of hearing Zac Brown Band's Chicken Fried, Florida Georgia Line's Cruise, and Country Girl by Luke Bryan, but none of those songs live up to the Led Zeppelin classic quite like Wagon Wheel, or as I now call it, country music's Stairway to Heaven. This tune has a pretty interesting history. The bulk of the song was written by Old Crow Medicine Show frontman Ketch Secor, but the iconic chorus of the song was composed by none other than Bob Dylan, who played the refrain on a radio show in the early 70s. Secor heard a bootleg of Dylan's performance, then had the audacity to finish what Bob Dylan started. The result, a catchy yet accessible pop country hit, deeply rooted in Dylan's folky style. Because it can be played with simple open chords, basically anyone who's ever looked at a guitar can master this song. Not just that, it's also relatively easy to sing. The notes in the chorus don't run the gamut of the scale, and the key isn't too far off from the pitch of one's normal speaking voice. Combine that with a fun swinging rhythm, and you've got a tune that pretty much anyone can perform. There's no doubt that this is why Wagon Wheel was requested at bars all over the country and played at countless college parties. But this song didn't reach Stairway status until it was covered by Darius Rucker. Country fans everywhere look to Darius Rucker's version of this song with the same disdain of every mediocre regurgitation that came before it. The irritation with hearing Wagon Wheel has caused bar owners across America to post signs that actually say, "No Wagon Wheel." Where have we seen that before? Even though Wagon Wheel and Stairway to Heaven are two very different songs, they contain many of the same elements that cause them to elicit identical reactions from people. They're both different enough from their main genre to stand out, but not so different that they don't belong. They're accessible, but they still defy your expectations. Stairway is still a rock ballad, but it has distinctly Celtic roots that make it sound different from a traditional classic rock tune. And Wagon Wheel, though clearly a country song, has an incredibly strong connection to folk. Still, both songs are well within reach of an amateur guitarist. In my view, that's how these songs became so ubiquitous. People who are learning guitar gravitate to them. It's why I have had lessons for both these tunes on this very channel. I'm not here to discourage you from learning the intro riff from Stairway or the chords for Wagon Wheel. Quite the contrary. These songs are great tools to hone your craft for the reasons I've previously stated, but we should think of them as stepping stones, not a final destination. Or better yet, learn things from them to write your own music. And who knows, maybe you'll compose a song that'll ultimately be banned from guitar stores, music venues, and college quads all over the world. I'm sure that's not as bad as it sounds. Do you enjoy playing Stairway to Heaven in the privacy of your own home? Would you like to hear my opinions about any other big issues in music? Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Marty Music. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you later.